Uganda's economy is becoming more dependent on tourism. In 2018, the 1.5 million foreign visitors and the rising number of domestic visitors contributed to 7.75% of the GDP and 6.7% of all national employment. COVID-19 was a catastrophe for Uganda's travel and tourism sector. People with disability are actively encouraged to travel in many Western nations, and sometimes the governments even provide financial support for them to do regularly. Unfortunately, persons with disabilities have never been considered in the context of exploring Uganda. This has hampered the promotion of domestic tourism for all in the country.
It's an initiative, or it's a movement aimed at helping, or not basically helping, but we are improving lives of people living with disabilities. The fact that we're a travel company, we decided this time round to take people living with disability for a trip. In most cases, many companies have never thought about this. So as a part of giving back to the community, we decided to do this.
For a long time, the government has not included people with disabilities in the promotion of Uganda's tourism, which Honorable Mugole Stephen, a Member of Parliament from Kabweri County, believes should be among the top discussions to promote equality for all. He also urged the government to include people with disabilities in other economic sectors.
Having one of the major tenets of tourism is art and craft. And I can assure you the disabled people are the best at this. In doing sculpture, in doing all those arts and crafts, and it would improve. I suppose that government should have taken this as a niche in the tourism sector. And it would be also like a tourism attraction, where you find a group of disabled people displaying their art and crafts, and even the culture. I think that's the area. I don't know where you have got it from, but it's something we should think about. And whereas we have just finalized our museum and monuments bill, which involves cultural heritage, I think this is another area under the regulations that would import that idea and put it in the regulations, that in order to inculcate a culture of working among the disabled people in tourism, this is the area where they excel and can do best and should be facilitated to do so.
Martin Mugarra, the Minister of State for Tourism, says that the ministry has also been involving the persons with disabilities in an effort to promote equality and also boost domestic travel, even though some stakeholders seem to put it out that the involvement of persons with disabilities is minimal.
People with disabilities, we've worked with them on a few campaigns. I remember there's a time we even launched, if you look at the Go Green campaigns, where we've been partnering with a number of partners, we've been including the disabled or the people with special abilities. So it is not true that we are maybe sidelining them in one way or the other. For us, what we want the most is to create awareness for conservation across the tourism sector, across all players. And that's why we have campaigns that we support, the Miss Tourism, to create awareness and support not only for disabled people alone, but all minority communities and people that have maybe limited access to support in one way or the other. So it's not true that we are maybe sidelining them. We support them where need be. And we are even working on projects that are specific to the disabled communities in terms of promoting tourism. Very soon, you'll see a number of projects coming up. But we are working with them, and we are happy to have them as ambassadors talking about the tourism sector and conservation going forward.
Kondeviller Tours and Travels, a tour company in the country, is setting up a campaign to push for the involvement of persons with disabilities in Uganda's tourism, with a belief that this will change how Ugandans perceive tourism.
Of this whole project or program or movement is basically to reach to any person with disability who has ever dreamed of being out there, of reaching Queen Elizabeth, or any person who is living with a disability who has ever thought of traveling but they don't have access to maybe vehicles, these places, these destinations. So we're giving them a chance to be out there. Yes, definitely. We're reaching out to each and every organization out there, single-minded organizations, individual organizations, government organizations, they should really come up on this, because I think this is a very, very huge opportunity for people with disabilities, and I think it gives them a broader way of also experiencing the country and having the happiness and living their lives just like any other Ugandan or any other citizen. It's not a profit movement. It's not profitable at all, because we have Kondeviller Tours and Travel. It's a single-minded company, but we have loan agency, we have Forex Academy, we have gadgets. So all those businesses, we cannot aim at looking at this smaller project to gain profits from it. No, it's not like that. So we just decided to give back to the community. We're not looking at profits. That's where we're looking for. Each and any company that's willing to participate in this, they are free to come and work with us with open hands.
Truth be told, the tourism sector in Uganda is not friendly to disabled people, and many countries, mostly in Africa, seem not to realize the potential in being friendly to persons with disabilities. Any player in the tourism sector that desires to go to the next level must furnish tourists with disabilities with the convenience and comfort they deserve.